Hello YouTube world, William Price here, RV Life. Today is a little update on everything and everything that I've had. Starting off with, I've had people say, turn your phone sideways. So, I will turn my phone sideways. I'm hoping this makes a better video for everybody, and if it doesn't, well, let me know, and I'll go back to the other way if it makes it worse. This is actually, like I said, an update. I have done some renovations and some little this, that's, and the other things. So we'll start off with my junk box is now over on this side. It's on the left instead of on the right because it had no space left after I did the part on the right, which I'll show you here in a bit. But now I have a dresser too. That 3-stage dresser. The mall I was parked by had the dresser and they're just going to get rid of it, so I said, hey, I'll take it instead of you guys tossing it and it costing you money. So they said, sure, no problem, here you go. And then I still have my shelving unit and a nice little fan which I have on right now to keep nice cold air coming from off the ground up into the nice warm air up here. I do still have 2 LEDs on this wall and the paneling on that wall. Nothing done on the roof. This wall has got paneling on it, but once again all that has to come off, and so does this new little thing. I got a new sink that I put in. It's a complete countertop. The whole thing has been revamped. I tore apart my old, which was a bench in the beginning for right at the front door for my mom and me to sit down on and store our shoes in. It turned out to be my cooktop with a little, this here piece stuck on the side here, and then it eventually had a little piece that was something like this one that had a hole cut out for the sink. Once I eventually said screw this and wanted the sink to be actually workable, and instead of having to drain it into a drain pan and basically having to use the drain pan because it was quicker and easier is what I ended up doing. I just said screw it and took the time there yesterday and I built this. Tore apart my old bench and put this one in. It's not cut to fit, it's not cut to size, it's not cut at all really other than a couple little pieces. This here piece was cut so that it fit underneath instead of being up top like this. There used to be 3 of those, and they all now are being used differently. So this here piece, I had a piece of wood that was already cut and made into a shelf before that I tossed out because didn't want the wooden shelf the way it was. I ended up getting this here shelving, so it has had a lot more shelving space and still does than just one shelf. So I drilled holes and took a little drill bit and drilled a whole bunch of holes all the way around and ended up taking my saw and hacking it out and taking a little Dremel drill that I have and drilled out with the sandpaper bits all around the edges, and then I drilled my hole. I do have the taps but no running water yet. That's next stage of the renovations when I actually can afford a tank and the holding tanks, and because I would like to put a holding tank in this. I would like to have a fresh water tank and a fresh water pump to be able to pump nice water up to my taps, and a heater to be able to have nice warm water, hot water preferably. But when I built this, I just measured it off of what I already had, and then I forgot about 2 little things. Number one, what I had sat on top of my bed and it was about 2 inches, 3 inches in towards my bedding area. Number 2, the legs were built in underneath the side of this, so there went another inch because this is 1-inch plywood. But I now have lost 3, almost 4 inches of space in my bathroom because I didn't think about it. So thankfully it's all a permanent temporary thing. It's permanently built in, but it's all temporary stuff because all has to come out so I can do all the paneling and get all the insulation done. But yeah, I've got that all done now. I'm going to have this granite all the way across. I've got 3 of the 6 pieces I need, and then the piece de resistance. I got some chives that I planted there yesterday, and a popcorn plant. It's a popcorn seed that I planted in the ground, and it started growing, so it's actually at that point now where it needs to be transplanted, because I can kind of see the roots. But then I also have tomato plant. You can just see the top of a beet there. There's another beet there, a flower starting there, another flower there, and another beet there. And then I like my berries, and well, I'm perked by a whole bunch of blackberry bushes, and I got a strawberry bush. Ooh, strawberries, fresh out of my little garden. So yeah, it's coming, guys. We can do whatever we want. We still have the abilities to do what we want. Just remember, when you're traveling and you're potting stuff, you want to make sure you have a place to put them so that they don't go spilling all over the place when you go driving. That is the biggest problem I have right now, is trying to find the space for it all so it doesn't go spilling, because I don't have enough yet. Give it a little bit and I'll have big enough pots and everything else. I'll be able to store it properly where I can drive and not have anything dump. So not going to let this rant go on too much longer. I have netting on my windows now. They're not permanent, but they're permanently temporary there. Once again, because everything seems to be, it's only just a temporary thing. I'll get around to putting it on properly. I'll get around to doing it right, and eventually I do get it right. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this rambling here and say have fun, guys. I do have my little cook light above my stove, so it's right now just a temporary wiring. And live life for yourself, have fun, live free, play safe, guys.